How do you input negative numbers into the quadratic formula calculator? Imagine solving a quadratic equation and realizing some of your coefficients are negative. It might seem tricky at first, but it's actually quite simple once you know the steps. When working with the quadratic formula, which is used to find the roots of any quadratic equation written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you need to be careful with negative numbers. The key is to include the negative sign directly when entering the coefficients into the calculator. For example, if your coefficient b is -2, just type -2 into the b field. The same rule applies for coefficients a and c if they are negative. Most calculators have separate boxes for each coefficient, so you just type the number with its sign. The calculator will then automatically handle the negative signs during the calculation process. If you are using a calculator that requires you to type the entire formula manually, you should put parentheses around any negative numbers. For example, instead of just typing -2, type -2 when substituting into the formula. This helps the calculator interpret the negative sign correctly and avoids errors. To summarize, first identify the coefficients of b and c from your quadratic equation. Then, enter each coefficient into the calculator's input fields exactly as they appear, including the negative signs if any are negative. If you're typing the full formula manually, always use parentheses around negative numbers. Once you've entered everything correctly, just press the Calculate button, and the calculator will find the roots for you. Remember, the negative signs are handled automatically during the calculation, so your main job is to input the numbers correctly. This method makes solving quadratic equations with negative coefficients straightforward and accurate. Being precise with signs helps you avoid mistakes and makes solving these equations much easier. Whether you're working on homework or studying for a test, knowing how to input negative numbers properly into the quadratic formula calculator is a helpful skill. It ensures you get the right answers every time and builds your confidence with algebra. So next time you see a negative coefficient, just remember to include the negative sign directly and use parentheses if needed. That way, your calculator will do all the hard work for you.